You know that feeling when someone's words ruin your whole day. What if I told you that feeling lasts only 90 seconds, unless you keep feeding it? The truth is, anger is a choice. From a neurobiological perspective, the stress chemicals that cause anger naturally flush out of your system in exactly 90 seconds. But we keep anger alive by replaying the story in our minds, sharpening our counter-arguments. It's like a fire alarm that goes off because you burned a piece of toast, but instead of opening a window, you keep burning more toast. Next time someone cuts you off in traffic, notice what happens. Your body floods with stress hormones. That's the 90 seconds. Then you start telling yourself a story. What an idiot. And suddenly, you're still angry 20 minutes later. When you understand the 90-second rule, you realize you have a choice point. You can let the chemicals wash away naturally, or you can keep feeding the fire. We all know someone who stays calm no matter what. They're not superhuman. They just know what you're learning now. People can't really push your buttons. You're not a remote control. We say things like they know exactly how to push my buttons, as if we're helpless devices, but no one can press buttons you haven't given them access to. The truth is, those buttons are unhealed wounds, parts of your past still waiting for closure. When someone pushes your buttons, they're not controlling you, they're revealing where healing still needs to happen. Your coworker makes a sarcastic comment that always gets under your skin. Pause. Ask yourself, what's this really about? Maybe it reminds you of a parent who used to criticize you. Suddenly, your coworker isn't pressing your buttons. They're showing you where they are. When you stop being the remote, you become the operator of your own emotional state. No one decides how you feel except you. Think of the person who annoys you the most. What they trigger in you has nothing to do with them, because anger isn't what it seems. Anger is the bodyguard emotion. It shows up to protect the more vulnerable feelings underneath: pain, fear, shame. When someone criticizes you and you feel angry, you're not really mad. You're hurt that they can't see your worth. Anger feels safer than vulnerability, so it steps out in front. Your partner forgets your anniversary, and you explode in anger. But underneath that fire is pain. Am I not important to you? When you learn to name the emotion beneath the anger, you begin to heal the real wound. Vulnerability heals. Anger only creates distance. Between every trigger and your reaction, there's a space. In that space lies your freedom. Most people don't even know that space exists. Viktor Frankl discovered it in a concentration camp. He said, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. Every time you feel the surge stop, there's a split second where you can choose. Someone sends you a passive-aggressive message, and your first impulse is to reply instantly. But before you hit send, ask yourself, what response will I be proud of tomorrow? That question activates your choice point. This is your emotional superpower. The difference between being a pinball bouncing around life or the player controlling the game. Some people never lose their calm because they've mastered that space between trigger and response. You can too. What if you could watch your emotions like weather patterns instead of being swept away by every storm? Inside you, there's an observer, the part of you that notices feelings without becoming them. You can sense it. Oh, anger is arising, my pulse is quickening. But you're not the anger. You're the one who sees it. This observer is always calm, always present. When your teenager rolls their eyes instead of reacting, activate your observer. I notice irritation arising. Now you're observing the emotion instead of acting from it. From that space, you can choose a reaction that actually helps. The observer gives you emotional immunity. You can experience any feeling without being controlled by it. Think about the last time you stayed calm in chaos. That was your observer. Now you can do it on purpose. What if difficult people aren't obstacles, but emotional trainers? Every tough person in your life is showing you where you need to grow. The critical boss trains your resilience. The passive-aggressive neighbor develops your boundary-setting skills. Like a physical trainer pushes you to grow stronger, emotional trainers strengthen your emotional muscles. When your boss micromanages you for the 15th time, instead of "they don't trust me," think, "they're helping me practice calm under pressure." Suddenly it's not persecution, it's emotional training. You begin to respond with curiosity instead of defensiveness. What do you need to feel confident about this project? Difficult people become teachers, not enemies. Each interaction becomes a chance to level up emotionally. Boundaries aren't walls, they're gates, and you are the gatekeeper. Healthy boundaries protect your peace without isolating you. They let in what nourishes you and block what drains you. I understand you're upset, but I don't respond to yelling. We can talk when you're calm. That's not aggression, that's clarity. If your friend always complains but never wants solutions, say, "You matter to me, but I can only listen for 5 minutes unless you want to work on fixing this." You protect your energy while staying kind. Boundaries preserve your ability to care without burning out. You can't pour from an empty cup. Think of someone who drains you. What boundary would protect your peace? Sometimes walking away temporarily is the strongest thing you can do. It's not weakness, it's wisdom. A strategic timeout lets your nervous system reset. Say, "I need a break from this conversation. Let's talk when I can respond thoughtfully." You're not avoiding, you're approaching with intention. 5 minutes of space can save hours of damage control. We've all said things in the heat of the moment that we later regretted. Timeouts prevent that. Everyone needs space sometimes. Maturity is asking for it, not just taking it. You wouldn't walk through a minefield blindfolded, yet many people walk through relationships without knowing their emotional triggers. Your triggers aren't random, they follow patterns. People who remind you of a critical parent, situations that echo old rejections, words that hit unhealed wounds. When you map your triggers, your reactions stop surprising you. That tone reminds me of my old boss who doubted my judgment. No wonder I feel defensive. Awareness gives you power. When you see the mine, you can step around it instead of stepping on it. Keep a simple trigger journal for a week. Notice who was involved, what they said, and what it reminded you of. Patterns will emerge. Impatient authority figures always set me off, or sarcasm triggers me because my brother used it to hurt me. Knowing your triggers turns reactivity into response. You become proactive instead of reactive. Understanding yourself is emotional intelligence in action. You can care without carrying someone else's emotions. Compassionate distance means supporting others without absorbing their pain. You can witness someone suffering without drowning in it. I see this is hard for you, and you matter to me. How can I support you without taking on your stress? It's like being a lifeguard. You throw the life ring, you don't jump in to drown together. Burned out helpers can't help anyone. Compassionate distance keeps you strong enough to care. You don't experience reality. You experience your story about reality. Change the story, and you change the emotion. Every time you're triggered, your mind writes a narrative. They don't respect me. They're trying to control me. But what if their sharp tone means they're under pressure, not that they dislike you? The story you tell shapes the emotion you feel. Your boss sends a short email. Story 1, they hate my work. I'm getting fired. You feel anxious. Story 2, they're busy and want to help me improve quickly. You feel curious and grateful. Same event, different story, completely different emotion. When you see your stories, you stop being their victim and become their editor. Knowledge without practice is just entertainment. Real transformation happens through consistent application, not perfection. Start with one technique and practice it for a week. When you're triggered, remember the 90-second rule. When you feel reactive, find your choice point. Each time you choose differently, you rewire your brain. Next week, focus on being the observer. Every time emotion arises, say, "I notice this feeling." That's it. By week 2, it becomes automatic. Small, consistent shifts create massive transformation over time. The person who never loses their peace wasn't born special. They practiced until it became natural. And you can too. Think of who you'll become when difficult people no longer control your peace. That version of you is waiting calm, grounded, free,